Hello everybody, we're back again. Frew here with, of course, Jack Reaction. We are going to be covering the winners bracket final of this Pro League qualifier tournament. And we've got two fantastic teams, Jack, haven't we? Team Sick and, of course, Academy Reunited.
Yeah, hello again. And honestly, this match is going to be the best match of the tournament so far, I think. You know, like, Breaker's team are coming from that place where they've just been dropped from their teams. And this newly formed roster as well, Red9 not able to play with his team. He was supposed to be on that team. There's a little bit of rivalry going on everywhere, left and right. So, yeah, no, it's going to be one of the best matches of this tournament so far. And both teams match up quite well. They've got a fair mix of support and slayers, and it's going to be a really good match. Training grounds, going to be a scrap at the beginning as well. What more can you ask for?
That's it, isn't it? I mean, we've seen it once on stream so far. It was a bit of a doozy. A lot of fighting down for both boom shots and, of course, that drop shot as well in that cave area, which is something that we don't often see.
Very unorthodox, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, map cycle-wise, just before we kind of get truly into it, we've got Training Grounds, District, and Vaskar. I think that's three fantastic maps. Obviously, the first two are the same first two from the last series.
Yeah, there's some really good performances. They did actually lose this map initially, and Flap's now trying to take his first one, but he does get flashed Notorious with a beautiful double kill. Long spawns, by the way, so they're going to look to try and find the next kill. Breaker does fall back, but not back far enough, I don't believe, and he's probably going to get taken out now, but he does get a beautiful kill onto J-Rage. Will slow the push down, but Notorious getting a bit overzealous there. Will he get the revive from his teammate? He does. Saki holding his home here with a little bit of help from the spawn. Flashbang comes in, Redman goes down, and Notorious, though, playing really aggressive, continuing to push.
They are, aren't they? They are, but yep, Bruisem's off spawn. He's just bruising everyone. He's got himself a three-piece and slaps. You know, you've called him out in the downtime. We've had time to talk a little bit about this player. He's a very, very good up-and-coming talent in the European region. And you said it's actually a surprise he's not on one of these Pro League teams.
I think it's just mainly because numbers, you know. They've got their teams sorted. They've got who they want, and Slaps just didn't fall into that category at the moment because obviously Rated R, they've got their 5. Elevate, they've got their 5. Regal, he could have maybe fit onto Regal if they'd decided to pick him up, but I don't think they did. And yeah, no, Breaker's obviously seen that potential and sort of went for it and given him that opportunity. And hopefully he does break through, you know, get back into that Pro League and show his ability because he is a very gifted PS5 player.
He is indeed. We've seen him quite a few times actually on the Belong Gridiron tournaments, and he's been phenomenal on those. So very, very interesting to see if this guy can make his way into that Pro League alongside, you know, the likes of Breaker and Saki, who are trying to get their way back into it. They've been in this Pro League qualifier a few times now. I mean, I think this is the third time for them, right? Not even.
Yeah, I think they're looking for revenge, aren't they? As well after being replaced. So.
Absolutely.
Nice to see if they do it.
It'd be good to see them back in. They're always a good duo to kind of watch. Just on board with Slap still, just seeing what he's up to. Just winning fights, finding those 2v1 situations, holding a bit of balcony control. As his team, they really do need to start maybe chaining a couple of kills and maybe get control of that neutral. Political gets himself a double. And now Physics, the last line of defense here on this home hill, does get one. Does get the down of Saki as well. And Physics now looking for 3. He's going to get them all. He gets slapped.
Wow.
Political and Saki. Wow. And now he's going to make a beeline over to that C hill. What a play.
If that wasn't for Physics, he was last man up, like you said, the last line of defense. All they had to do is kill him and the round's finished. And somehow Physics, on his own, single-handedly turns that round on its head and they triple cap back. That is beautiful from him. And that's exactly the championship caliber this man holds, you know. People look at him and think support player, sits at the back. But when this boy needs to turn up, bro, he's honestly amazing. You see it from him time and time again. Really unfortunate, though, for Breaker and Co, because they actually had that round on its head, you know. They might have lost the initial, but Slaps came off spawn with Bruisem. They wiped on the home, they pushed up, had the 2-cap, and they were pushing to win that round. It looked so confident. I just really don't understand how Physics manages to pull that out and do exactly that, but really strong show from him.
Really strong show. I'm just having a quick look back. It looks like he got a bit of a nice early down on Saki, and then just the cleanup just came through, didn't it? Fantastic play by him. I'm sure he'll want to see that one back later, but a long way to go yet. I
definitely think it's a highlight reel play, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And watching Physics now, seeing where he's playing. He's just playing cave area. Hiding underneath, just getting a bit of territory on that side of things. But over by the U-shape, it looks like Red9 and J-Rage trying to put Breaker and Bruisem in the pocket. Back and forth here. Breaker finds that 1 kill and now feeling himself a little bit. He does get the kill on J-Rage as well. That's a lovely little double. They will push forward now towards that C hill, and they'll meet Notorious there for another bit of a fight.
Thing is, Notorious has actually done exactly what I didn't think he was going to do. You know, he's won these initials both times now, killing Slaps both times, and I'm actually really happy for that, because it's nice to see that Slaps isn't just doing what he wants like he does versus every other team in the AM League.
Absolutely. Brosum getting some kills to his name. It's 2, that's a double. Reader has to shut him down. Notorious also down. That will be getting cleaned up ever so shortly, you'd think. Yep, Political comes through with that Lancer and Breaker now with the flank. We'll find the 2v1 situation. Slap's got to stay alive here against Reader. He does just that. Saki with some fantastic crossfire coming in. Will mean this C hill, these 2 home hills, go the way of Academy Reunited. Now they're looking towards this B hill.
I'll point out one thing. That same problem you highlighted on the was it training grounds last time? Just want to put up the back button here and have a look at these numbers that we're looking at. 1, 1, and 1 in the second round.
Yep. Yeah, they like to respawn to Team Sick. I mean, J Rage as well, minus points at this point. You want a little bit more from him.
Yeah, being one of the better slayers, especially coming from the Pro League, being one of them players that dropped, I think he dropped like something like a 20, 22 and 5 or something against Rated R in those first 4 rounds of that online major where 4-0 up. You know he's got that ability, so it's a bit strange to see him starting off on a slow one, but maybe that downtime, he's just got to pick himself back up and get some momentum.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's been a player throughout the his entire introduction in the Pro League that has either been really hot or really cold. And I think he's just has to work on his kind of lower game, in my opinion, just to kind of make sure that even if he's having a bad day...
When it's bad, right? When
shots.
it's bad, it's not so bad. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I think we were one of the teams that he did have one of those poor games against, and I do feel bad for him because, like, at the time, the team had already split up and it was a bit of a poor performance. I think that he went on 0 or something, but we know he's got the quality to be able to turn that around and...
Oh, absolutely.
And definitely show up when it matters.
Gonna have to push
Storm
right
they do win in 10 seconds.
Yep. I see Jay going to go down actually, but Saki will get taken out on the other side of things. Reader's going to have that break attempt, and we've got to look over towards the A hill because it slaps.
I want to see it twice.
Against Red 9.
I don't want to see it twice.
Retake it.
All they need is this cap through. All they need is the cap. But the break's coming in. Red 9 takes that bruise, and Physics though does get picked up with a mid shield. All down to breakers. Can he do it? No, he can't. He's taken down as well. Last guy up is Saki, and it's not looking promising for him. And that's 2 last-second clutches through from this Team Sick. I don't know how we should take that because they have no lives. They have no lives, and both rounds they've been dominated for the entirety. Right. So. Yes, they got to be confident. They've got to be sitting pretty here at a 2-0 lead. But to be going down for the whole round and having to clutch up, I don't know how that's going to affect them. Because can that happen every time, consistency-wise? Can that happen every single time? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see now. But 2-0-4, Team Sick, and they've got to be happy with themselves a little bit, I suppose, being able to show the resilience to come back off that.
Yeah. I mean, you take every round you can get, and if you're stealing them with a second to go, still a round point towards your team. I think you're right, though. I think on the the front of can they keep doing that consistently, even if they can today, right, in this tournament, they're not going to be able to against the top teams in the Pro League, and that's the more worrying sign. Is if they do qualify, you ain't going to get that luxury so often.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. More so, Amateur League is exactly what it says. It's not the best players on the game, but they're not far off. There's just these small little changes onto the play styles and to the teamwork that makes those little differences. But as of right now, they've come off 3 rounds in a row, winning every initial.
Yep. And Slaps went down first again there. He was the first one to hit the deck.
I feel like he's playing a little bit passive. I'm not sure if that's because the flashbangs are just better from the COG team, but that could be a big thing because that's what it comes down to. He cannot stay if he cannot shoot, and if he can't shoot, it's because of the flashbangs. So maybe COG team at the moment have got the better flashes, better initial start off, and they're showing that because Notorious is getting that pick every single time.
Some slaps his shoulders now to try and find something, but Reader and Physics, the French duo, they're going to come through, try and clutch up once again on this home hill. Fight does rage once again, and honestly, Physics putting so much damage down here. Breaker's going to fall, the revive's going to come through, and actually the miss shot there from Political is going to cost them.
I'm not sure how he didn't hit that shot because I think maybe that might be a defaulting issue because everyone playing this defaulting control scheme sometimes tries to shoot and bounce, but too quickly and the shot just doesn't come out.
Yep.
And I think maybe that's an issue there, but they are still holding on just from the skin of their teeth, and Saki and Breaker now pushing in political off spawn as well, and Physics team killed by J-Rage and J-Rage taken out, so I think they might just be able to clean this one up now as Redman does fall. The point deficit though, 100 points through, 2 hills still in favour of Team 6. Secret Man by Reader as well, holding up top, so that's going to delay anything that now that Break and Co tried to do now as Notorious comes off spawn, holds the U. They've got a nice setup here. I don't think they're going to see too many spawns coming out of the swarm now, as you can see, 4 people just stay saving those respawn economy.
Well. The Bruisem's completely out of the action. Elimination's going to come through, as you said. 3-0 now. Looking
that was a better
strong.
round though.
It was a better round. Yep.
They went from the initial, continued that pressure, and then they didn't actually lose many fights. So that was a better round on their part. And I think they turned the tide a little bit with those respawns because they didn't get as many deaths as the team did from Breaker's team. So going into this last round, Bruisem obviously was on his last life. He was out, and Notorious and Jay both on 1 each. So will that come into play, especially with Notorious being on the front spawn? If he loses that initial, he's down to his very last life, and see how that round plays out.
Well, that drop shot's going to go down and make that U fight even the more important. I'm going to be
so
on
I
board
didn't see who placed that. Was that
was Breaker.
Breaker's team placed the drop shot,
yep.
which is quite strange because they weren't actually winning that fight, but maybe they like it with the weapon there, so they don't have to focus too much on the right hand side, which is a little change in the scenery. But Notorious there does play up. So many flashbangs on Slaps, he can't even get a bullet out just yet. Bruisem though does play up in the cover. He's now going to be down to his last life. He is taken out. Slaps though, beautiful kill onto J-Rage. Down onto Red Knight. He's got one more guy in front of him. He does drop as well. That's 3. Is that 3 dead now for Team 6 and Slaps with the Lancer? 4 now. Beautiful. Drop shot in control of Slap. And that was really well placed shots there from him. Short respawns though. Notorious on his last life. J-Rage on his last life. With the drop shot in hand of Slaps, they need to be so careful.
They really do. 1 double kill could be, the end of this round here, and actually Slaps is getting that active reload. It's going to come out. It's going to connect actually, but it's connecting with his teammate, and that is a bit of a rough one. Even though the domination does come through. Here comes the second drop. Here's the double kill. The headshot.
That delays the explosion. Yep. That delays the explosion, and I think that's so unfortunate. But if Slaps wins this 1 versus 1 versus Notorious, which he does, Notorious is out of the round. Notorious is out of the round for the entirety now. J-Rage now also on 0 with Red 9. Either of those guys die now, and this should be a confirmed round. But Bruisem, on the other hand, he needs to play safe and not cost his teammate now because they're on a 5 versus 4.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, he's been on 0 pretty much the entirety of the last 2 rounds. Bruisem was the first to die in this round and got dropped very, very quickly down to that 0 once again. But you can see him up on that balcony. He's doing all right. Political gets a kill over on Breaker, actually, as Physics and Reader put the pressure on over by the cogside tower. Sorry,
the 9 is on 0, so he's taken down.
Yep. 3v5 situation for the time being.
How is this happening? I'm just sitting there. There's only 3 people on the map with 3 hills, and they're all being capped at once.
Yep.
Reader does get taken out. The lead is firmly in control of Breaker's team. So I'm not sure what their team name is on the bracket. Just stop me having to just mention it. Okay,
Academy.
You can help me out with that one. Our team Academy, yeah. Okay.
Academy Reunited. But yeah, I've put them down as Academy on the overhead, so that's what they'll be today.
Jerry's taken out now, and it's going to be last man standing. Physics. He's done it before. Can he do it again? Frew? That is the question, and it's a big question to ask. And he's taken down, and this should be the first round for Team Academy going into that second half now with the drop shot on E. So it depends on what weapons have been placed. We've got flashbangs on both sides, so they're going to both put shocks down now. It's going to be a bit more of a steady fight, I would say, because people aren't going to try to overcommit too much with those shocks down.
Absolutely, and Slaps, if he can repeat what he did on that opener this time around, they should be having a pretty nice time over by that E-hill, and a drop shot as a reward. Slaps, triple kill coming out pretty much, with a little help from his friends, I guess. Shot grenade down on one side, probably repeat on the other side. And that's pretty standard training grounds, right? If there's something high or heavy up at this E fight, those shot grenades are a useful tool to push the kind of fight around the back of the U. Just cut off a nice little track there.
Some teams are opting for the Incen meta, like UYU, for example. They're the only teams I see that actually place them there. Every other team seems to place a shock, so it depends. Maybe they're the best in their regions for that, but who knows. Slaps, though, beautiful headshot onto Notorious, and then followed up by Bruisem on J-Rage. They straight push through the middle here with very, very long spawns, but Reader does get a kill. He does go down now. He's going to get revived by Red. Chain revives coming in. 2 versus 2 situation. Bruisem and Slaps versus Reader and Redman. Reader, though, in a really sticky situation. Missed bullet by Slaps though, manages to keep Reader alive. They're going to back off now with their lives, and that's honestly so unfortunate because if Slaps hits that bullet, that fight is in their favour, but Bruisem takes the drop shot.
And he went for that. He went for the kill right on the second player. He will get taken out by Red9, and Red9 picks up a double there with a little help from J-Rage. Pistols coming out now as they start to push
Drop
around.
shot
Saki
is dead through.
Yeah, bit of a rough spot here as we see Academy getting slaughtered left, right, and centre. Red9 leading that charge, and drop shot is out of the action, as you said. One more player up top. There are some reinforcements coming in by Slaps, but this might be another quick round for the COG team as Slaps has to back out. Flashbang goes down. Another step in will be the option here as Bruisem goes forward, tries the knife, misses that, but the second shot connects. And it
does manage to take out Physics there. But he does drop for that. This is an all out and out fight on this home hill, and at the moment the kill feed is blue, blue, blue. So Breaker's team are going to struggle to find their way into there as Saki tries the roll, but 4-1 now, and that initial was all in Academy's favour. All in Academy's favour. They had the drop, they had the kills. One missed shot from Slaps. I don't want to take anything away from him. The guy's got 17 kills, okay? But that missed shot onto Red9 when they were chain reviving, and then he rolled away. He couldn't even close the gap to get the kill. It just happened to be the turning point in that round. They managed to get away with their lives. Their teammates were coming from spawn. They'd just done enough. And Red9 played super aggressive, killed Slaps as he was trying to back off, and then followed it up with a kill on the drop shot. Turned the long spawns, 2 dead. They played it to perfection.
Very, very nice indeed. Now just one round away from taking their first map. We do see Team Sick trying to continue the trend here, trying to continue the wins that they've got under their belt. Slaps with that flashbang out will be the first one once again. Flashbang down into the corner. Both teams flashed out completely. Who's back up first? Looks to be Notorious. He's trying to get some damage down, but it Slaps and Bruisem once again. They're getting the damage down. Physics has to Scarpa, E-Hill and drop shot going over to Slaps and Bruisem.
Really well played by Physics to get away there, though, because I felt like in a 3v1 situation, the teammates still haven't spawned to this point. They could have played for that kill. I think that's the hesitation that's coming in from them. You know, they haven't won these rounds yet, so they haven't got that same confidence they would have if the scoreline was the opposite way around. But Slaps does have drop shot, rotating it over for the home hill push that's coming in by Red9 and J-Rage as we speak. Red9 does go down, Reader for the revive. Beautiful drop shot, takes out 2, and that should be the home hill push sort of thwarted right there as Notorious does go down.
Lovely usage from the drop shot. Obviously had the calls from his team, and J-Rage now in the corner. Yeah, he's visible, but he's still stuck behind a bit of collision there. Saki's going to clean that one up, though. And this is a much better round from Academy. You can see now 100 points to 60. They are looking pretty good. And I think Crimson's just commented in the chat. They're getting schooled, but look at the scoreline. It's 4-1 the opposite way. I don't think there's any schooling to be done just yet.
No, it's the thing with Team Sick at the moment is they have won 2 rounds off of nothing, right?
Yep.
So that's 2 rounds that should be in the favour of Slaps and Cohen. Honestly, I do feel sorry for them because this scoreline is extremely different from what it should be. But then again, that's probably Team Sick for winning those fights. And another wastage of a drop shot there from Slaps, so he has no drops left to prevent any pushes. And they have a 80-point lead in this round, so Slaps now rotating over towards the E-Hill to help out as Reader does get put down by Bruisem and Breaker, and this is the round. Should be over.
Yep. Very nice round from them. Saki just pushing up around the back there to find that down. And that was clinical. That was lovely. Never looked like it was in any doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely not.
Just having a quick look. Slaps making it to 20. Doesn't have many assists to his name, but I guess as that first man in, you don't really want him to be getting assists. You want him to be getting those kills early on.
That's a lot of those kills are chunks, and to be honest with you, Saki 18 assists. Bruisem 17 assists. They're the people that are with them on the fights. You know, if they're putting in those bullets, they're putting in that work. That's a nice, it's a nice portraying of that initial there. You know, that everyone's helping everyone, and Slaps is making those final bullets, which that's his job. So hopefully, as they go into that next round, there's 2 initials in favour of them in the last 2 rounds. So Slaps getting a bit more confident now with the drop shot here and being on their last chance. Have to see how they play this. Notorious flashed. Slaps get shot, so he can't do anything. Notorious is going to bully that side of the U out, and J-Rage in the corner as well. Saki does fall.
You see Slaps now having to back out of here. His teammates falling around behind him, but he's going to get pushed. That's a huge shot by Physics, and the drop shot will come out, and the cleanup isn't actually good. Slaps does dodge that one, so that's 1 drop shot down. He is playing so well with so little health here, but Saki falls down to his right-hand side, and Slaps now is pretty much 1 versus 4 at this point, as his team are having to come in off that respawn. Actually, right up top, Breaker, Political, Bruisem. They've managed to get that balcony control. And now the push comes back in. Red9 leading the way. Saki.
Oh, I feel so unfortunate.
Yeah,
Slaps right there. He went
over,
for the revive, did the grab over the top of the cover, and that's a beautiful hold. Although the drop shots weren't used very well, Teamfire did come in, and Red9 and I believe it was Physics there with some beautiful place shots, and do manage to take out Breaker and Slaps.
Flashbangs coming in now on the home hill as the push comes from both sides. Political trying to make up for it. Does get one. Slaps gets the other, and Physics now has to back off towards the E hill. Still the double cap in the hands of Team Sick at this point. But not for long, it seems, as the flashbang goes down. Shot grenade, actually, is going to cut off this push here, this assault from Academy. Physics goes down, but the cleanup, is it there? Doesn't look like it is. The revive coming in is strong from Red9. Second shock now down for Team Sick. They should really be trying to clean the kills.
I feel like we've been in this round for about 5 minutes, but the score is only 80-40, so we've got so much of this round left. But Saki on his last respawn, and at the moment with these respawns being quite quick, everyone's got on Team 6 4-3, so they're looking very, very pretty in this situation right now. Drop shot's going to be up in about 20 seconds. At the moment, they have control of that U. J-Rage taking out Saki, so he's going to put it down to his last respawn. He's down and out next time he dies. Red9, though, does drop on the U. Breaker gets some beautiful launch shots. Political takes out Red9. Slaps follows up on Physics. And Reader's trying to get away with his life, getting pushed by a swarm of the Swarm team.
Drop shot, as you said, just kind of coming up now. And that should be the tool that they can use, really, to try and get a bit of hold in this map. Because although, yes, they're winning the fights, it is J-Rage being an absolute pain over on the home hill side of things. Just stopping the points ticking up for Swarm. And that's a headshot coming through. That's beautiful. As J-Rage gets taken out. We just need
to keep our eyes on Saki here, though, Frew, because he does, again, have 0 live. Although they're losing by 80 points, right? There's 2 dead now for Team 6. Saki needs to play perfect gears. If he does die now, the round that they are looking like they're getting back into with this drop shot, it's going to be over. Slaps taken out by Notorious. Reader, they traded out. Notorious takes out a second. He only got the down. Physics cleans up for him. So that's a 4v3 situation now for Team 6 with a 90-point lead through. So this is not looking good for them.
It's not. And I'll remind everyone, this is 4-2 at this point. If the COG team win one more round, that's it. They're taking the first map. They'll be ever so closer to a spot in that.
And that sad thing in the bottom left of the screen right there. Poor Saki is taken out, and
I've seen it. I've seen it. Barring a miracle, right? This should be pretty much a locked and loaded round here for Team Sick. They've looked very, very good on training grounds.
There's nobody in position if you look at the minimap on your top right to even break E. So they've swarmed the home hill, 4 members, and I think that is the game.
Should be indeed. Go through the motion as it ticks through, but a very, very strong performance, you have to say, from Team Sick to lock in that first one, and exactly what they'll want coming off a strong, semi-final as well.
They lost that map in the semi-final though, Frew, and they did actually get outplayed. Unorthodox strategy coming in from Rowdy's team, but the way that they played that map there, the drop shot on E, winning their initials for the start, clutching up when they needed to clutch up, it was a mix of everything. And unfortunately for Academy, they just lost a lot of their lives towards the end of that first half, and they lost a lot of their lives early on Saki. And I don't blame Saki. It's a really well-placed team fire and shot grenades from Team Sick, and they just closed it out.
Yeah, looking very, very good. Obviously, though, this is not just a best of 1, is it? It's a best of 3. We've got District coming up next. And, you mentioned that this was going to be a good series, right? You said it's going to be a fantastic series. 2 of the best amateur teams to do it in Europe, at least. I think that first map, that gave us pretty much a taster of what's to come, right? But District, what's your thoughts on that one going into it? Any favourites on there? Anything you want to mention?
So my ideology right now is depending on who wins the rounds and what weapon placements get put down is what happens, right? The way that Team Sick won their initials with drop shot in cinema, that isn't what Breaker's team, the Academy, are actually very strong at. They like to be able to play the slow game. They like their teamwork. They like their angles, and they like to double and triple cap home hills. They like that meta that not too favoured from the majority of the community. Everyone sort of dislikes that, but that's their play style. They double cap and triple cap the home hills, get that lead, and wait for the mistake. So it depends if a weapon gets put down. Although I do have to say, the Academy are good with a drop shot on the bandstand side of the map. They're not so good on the cinema side, but they're better on the bandstand side. And It'll all come down to these initials and who makes the mistake. So if the point lead goes in favour of the academy, it's all down to Team Sick to see if they have the chemistry in such a short period of time to be able to understand how to do these retakes and how to counter that effectively.
I hear you. I hear you indeed. Obviously, last time we saw District, we saw the cinema favoured for that drop shot fight, but it would be nice to see it down at the bandstand, that's for sure. And I think, you know, going into this one, we often do so. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the chat. I get so many comments about my bloody egghead. It's ridiculous, to be honest with you. It's the Corona cut, right? It's the 5-cent shave. I couldn't do anything else about it.
You can't wait till the middle of July like me. I'm feeling like if I nod my head, I probably take off. Such a long hair at the moment. It's not good.
Oh Jesus! It's growing back though. It's growing back. That's all that counts. If it's back before we're back in studio, then I'll be happy. If not, I might be wearing a hat. Chances we get Gridiron added to this cycle this quarter. Good question. I don't think we're going to see it. Jack, I don't know about you.
I'm not sure. I actually have no idea. I think the way that it is at the moment, I don't think it's 100% competitive friendly at the moment. You know, there's a few minor changes that need to be done. So much potential. It brings a different viewing experience for everyone as well, and it also gives an extra game mode for different teams to be, I suppose, able to take serious. You know, they've got that in the other sports, the Call of Duties and things like that. Some teams are unbelievable at their respawn.
Yeah. But
the single life game modes, they're not as good and they do lose out, and that's what matters. You know, he's been able to be a master of all, and that's what it comes down to. So hopefully in the new season they do bring it out, and it will definitely cause some issues with that, especially with that LATAM scene. You know, they've got so many teams and so many teams to practice against. They've got some great players. It'd be good to see how they come into it, because they've only really sort of stepped up since it's been respawned. So see how they play in these gridiron tournaments would be really nice.
Yeah, it's definitely a different feel mode, right? And I think I'm with you on that. I think that right now it's about figuring out the game mode, right? As a development team, TC, they've had a very good idea, in my opinion. I think it's pretty much bang on what I was expecting in terms of a single life objective mode for Gears. But as you said, teething issues. That's why they did that gridiron tournament early on, right? They wanted to get a feel for it, get a feel for how the players react to it. Look, see how it plays on broadcast as well, and
get their best players playing, isn't it? And seeing how it works out at the highest levels. I think there was a few things that did cause issues, though. You know, the way that you instantly pick up the flag, the way that everybody's got 10 smoke screens that are just honestly, it makes the map awful to play from the start. You know, but other than that, I feel like the mode, the way it plays out, the strategies, they are good. It brings back that old execution feel where you prioritize the side of the map and fights. You don't always have to do the exact same thing as everyone else. Yeah, it's definitely very, very promising. It's just about whether TC get in that room and decide what changes they're going to make and stick to it and try and benefit the viewing experience as well as the players. You know, not just the viewing experience at the moment. What they seem to be aiming for. It's more about the way that it's actually played as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm totally with you. Best situation in my opinion. Grenades go off spawn and they're a pickup on the map. And you have to make that decision. Do we go get a flash? Do we go get a smoke? And secondly, the pickup on the flag.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go.
I was saying, do you think that they should do it very escalation-esque, with the two back spawns having those smokes, though? Because it's nice to have some variation there, to have the smokes to be able to make a strat. You shouldn't have to pick them up from spawn, I'd say all of you. But I think if two people have them, the same way they've done escalation, I feel like that is a very, very balanced way of doing it.
Yeah, I like the escalation loadout, and it keeps things consistent across both competitive modes. I wouldn't be against that at all, to be honest with you. I think that's a nice way to do it. But yeah, I think the big thing for me is the flag for me has to be a pickup, and I think it's currently a little bit too run and gun. I'd like to see it be a pickup, and I'd also like to see it replace the weapon, nearest the spawn. So that
that's also a good point. I've never thought of that. That's a really, really good idea. Yeah, very good idea.
Then every round is almost different. You don't play a single kind of set of weapons from the same side twice. And also, you have to prioritize then. Do we go to the weapon or do we go to the flag? Anyway, doesn't matter. We're into game. We'll talk about that, some other time. We've got escalation to talk about here. And we're on to District once again. Both teams going to be battling out here.
And I did call out that Breaker's team, the Academy, would play for that. Just a couple of blocks from each other, they weren't able to get over the wall. they were crossed out, and that's 3 do fall for Team Sick as Bruisem playing up on that home hill onto Reader, but he's taken out by Notorious from the side, and the spawns are now coming in from Team Sick as they push up. But Breaker with a beautiful up onto Reader. They've got the trip cap coming in right now. What is going to happen? Red Knight plays up, meat shield in front of him. He does get taken down by Slaps, beautifully placed shot. Slaps also taken down Physics, Political taking down Jay, and that should be the round finished as the elimination ticks in.
Very, very nice round, very, very clean. Lovely to see if you're a fan there of the COG side. Breaker, he needs to get a map on the board right now. He needs to make sure that he's trying to go through to this Monday stream. Obviously, this is not the final day of this tournament. This Monday stream that EGL are going to be hosting in that winners bracket slot. You don't want to be going down to the losers. You don't have to, fight 2 games on Monday. You want that lie-in, that 7 p.m. start, 8 p.m. start, and get a chance to watch.
Just being in a grand final already gives you that. It's just that feel of like you're already where you want to be. You've beat everyone in the tournament. Everyone that's stepped to you has lost. You feel extremely confident going into that last match. And I think, being in that grand final is definitely a thing that both of these teams are going to want. And at the moment, Team Sick, they're looking confident, but it depends how they play these rounds now, because that triple cap does come in. The lead is now in favour of the Academy, and it's now dependent on the push and retake of what Team Sick are going to try to do.
Things just settling down a little bit now, a little bit of a lull in the action as both teams trying to inch forward a little bit. You can see Jay Rage, he's moving up underneath the info room, right under Bruisem. And of course on the other side Slaps as well, that duo, holding out the info. Push-wise, it seems we're seeing a bit of a rotation round to the B Hill side from the Swarm team here. From Team Sick, as Red9 is trying to get control of the cinema. Saki opposite has spotted him out though. And it is just it's a chess game at this point, right? It's take a cover, take a cover, take a shot, take a cover.
Do they know J Rage is there? That is the question. I don't think they do.
Oh, they will now as he steps up.
They did now because he missed his flash grenade, which was quite sad, but he does take out Breaker. Slaps though, trades out Physics. J Rage in a really sticky situation, being angled out from the power by Slaps, but Saki pressed by Red9 from the B side and now gets the revive. Really, really good play there as Saki and Political drop from Reader. And Notorious playing aggressive now to Slaps and Bruisem in the power. Does manage to take out Bruisem, and it's all on Slaps. Can he do Slaps things, as they say, and take out multiple members? But no, he's taken down by Reader. And the 2-cap now in favour, lead in favour of Team Sick as they press up. Reader, they're going to go for the C Hill. Saki looks like he's being trapped in spawn, and not looking good for them at all. They're going to need to get a touch in 3 seconds through.
See the touch comes through though, as you said it. Saki, Breaker still rocking those obey tags. Playing as that duo, they do get it down. They do get 2 downs actually, and the last one is Physics. He's taken out, and that will be an elimination. Barring anything, I can't believe it. It was so close.
Did you see that coming? I did not see that coming.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm not sure what happened on the other side of the map. I was too busy watching the home hill side of things, but did somebody break out of the spawn, get to B, win a fight, or I'm not even sure what happened, but I know there was only 3 members of the COG team on the Locust team on the home hill, so some people must have broke out and got fights as well across the map. That is a very, very, very strange round ending there, because that looked perfect for Team Sick, but it seems to be a mirror effect, Do you remember on Training Grounds when every time that Team Sick looked like they were going to lose, they brought it out, and now it's just happened to them. So I'm not sure, but that was a really nice ending to that round from the Academy, and they go 2-0 up.
That they do. They'll like that start. That they will. 2 rounds closer. Just 3 more required now until they get themselves a spot in that grand final.
Triple cap though went in favour of the Swarm team that round as they tried to do the Academy strap back to them. But Breaker, too smart for that. He goes and gets that B hill instantly, gets that point lead and the 2-cap in their favour. J Rage and Red9 getting flashed. They're going to be forced to go back onto that back line, and the points are ticking in favour of the Academy. But Bruisem tries a crazy push through mid-map, is punished. Yep. Everybody saw that, and now the numbers are like Team Sick. Let's see how they use their numbers to play up for this one.
They're heading down, aren't they? A good shot by Red9 is going to open this one up. You can see them pushing forward. Slaps goes forwards, but he pays for that one with his life here. Red9 doing pretty well here, to be honest with you, despite the ping. Breaker getting pushed. Jumping on board, he's going to have to back off a little bit here as he runs back to the pergola. Still getting chased though. J Rage catches him with his Lancer out here. And Breaker, he's off to the respawn queue as Jay makes a fantastic play.
That's a very J-Rage play there. He saw that the guy had his Lancer out. He saw it's a 1v1. Playing as confidence as he ever does and pushes that 1v1, hits every single shot, and that's a beautiful play from him. They are 30 points down, but 2 caps in their favour. Really does get traded out, so numbers now in favour of the Academy. And it's going to see how they play that. But they're being forced back into their power. Beautiful shotgun and Lancering from Physics and Jay there. Bruisem stuck in the middle map is taken down. And that's exactly how you flip the numbers back.
Lovely, lovely. Slap's going to get pushed here by Red9 once again. Jumping on board, it seems that Slaps will have a bit of help with Breaker rotating around here. Flashbang's going to go out. It's not going to connect to Red9 though, as they still battle it out. Slaps finds the damage, and that's what he's all about. High aggro, high aggression. Perhaps a little bit too much, as Physics shows him what Pro League play is all about.
Yeah, I feel like he had the composure there to take him down. He was getting played up on very, very aggressively, but Physics holds his own, hits those shots, and does take him out. J-Rage, though, for that entire round was on the opposite side of the map. He was just holding Academy side of the map, and anyone that came near him, he was just hitting them with great shots, and that's how they've managed to get this lead back into their favour. And the 2 caps still in their side. Bruisem, though, smokes out the window, and now they're going to play for the quick break onto Beach. J-Rage, though, seeing that nice and early, rotating with Notorious onto the home hill side of the map, and it looks like Team Sick are going to play for the 2 hills on the home side.
They are indeed. They're going to get control of that. I'm just watching over by the cinema side as Physics in a very, very rough spot will get taken out. Behind him as well, Bruisem pushing forward. They've got to run down towards that C hill, towards that home hill. We see on one side, there is an attack here from Slaps and Bruisem. Jumping on board the C hill as it's a 2v2 situation. Reader having to back off here. Do they have time? That's the question.
Hills.
They've got the decap at C. Have they got the decap at A? They do. It's all about the fight at C. Reinforcements are arriving here, and Slaps goes down too. This should be all but wrote here for the Swarm team.
That was a very strange ending as well, because right at the end, when you think it's all about to be in the favour of one team, a mad fight that could go either way. A very 50-50 fight just happened there. And 2v2 from Notorious, and I believe it was J-Rage or someone on that left-hand side home hill. They did take that 2v2 against Slaps and Bruisem, and really well played by them. So they only needed one hill, and they stayed with it, and they stuck it out. But for them to have these situations arising right at the end of the round, it's a bit worrying. But
a little bit, isn't
held
it?
out strong.
It is a little bit worrying. I just want to mention something I saw there. J-Rage, he was hovering that cinema there. He was tempted to play something big there for quite a while until he got roped back in by his team by the looks of things as he went down and placed that side placement. In fact, the utility actually, and those grenades down bottom side of things. Flash grenades, it seems.
Triple cap meta coming in again from Team Academy. But yep. I think it was matched.
It was.
As the lead. Matched. I'm not sure if there's anyone's got a lead or if it is neck and neck. But at the moment, Breaker did pick up those 2 flashes and he's rotating them over to the B side. So it looks like that could be where they're going to make that play. But on the other side of the map, on the C hill now, J-Rage and Notorious have played extremely aggressive, flashing it out, going to play for the break. And they're going to get a little point lead off of this now. So it's now down to Team Academy to see how they're going to retake this.
Retake's coming through, it looks like. Good Lancer fire as well, finding the downs. Are they able to find the kill? They are indeed. Notorious will die out there. J-Rage still waiting, still hiding out in this bandstand area. He's going to get the Lancer fire on Breaker, trying to trade some shots here. Slaps falls on the other side of things, so realistically, if you're Breaker and Political, the idea to back off is a good one. They want to make sure that no one takes their home from them, and one down there, one death there could have been the end of this round for the COG side, so good to
definitely.
back off.
I feel like that home push, we was watching it from that side of view, you didn't really get to see what happened, but Saki was left on his own on the B side of the map, and a beautiful rotation from Red9 and Reader. They managed to push him out, kill him, and then trade 2 more kills onto Slapston and Bruisem, and that's exactly why they've got this B hill captured, because they made that push over to the home side, but only 1 death. They didn't get a hill out of it. They got the break, forced the whole team to come back, and a really, really, really well placed push from them, and they managed to take the B hill, and they get a 50-point lead.
They're going to get down on Saki as well, which will make things even easier to hold this lead. Bruisem getting pushed out as well. You see he's going to go down. Political and Slaps both falling down. It looks like a revive train's coming through. I'm on board with Reader as he's getting the big flank round on the side here. Flashbangs away. Slaps going to have to push this one out. Slaps actually just going to go for that loop round, it seems. Get back to his own home hill. Try and keep himself healthy. Reader pushing aggressively here, trying to find the kill, and Slaps decides that probably a good idea to back out there, back over to his longtime friend in Physics.
See, that's the veteranship again that I speak about in the last match. Reader could have took that fight, and I think a lot of inexperienced players would have took that fight. He was damage up, he had shots, he had right hand, but I believe he thought, look at the points. Why am I going to give a 50-50 fight to someone? That's what he needs. And he managed to roll back, play for position, and they still got a 40-point lead though. Win condition is in favour of Team Academy though, so it is on Team Sick to see what their players as Political's taken down and Red 9 is trade out.
Still looking at this 1v1 between Reader and Slaps here. They're fighting back and forth over this bandstand, and actually Slaps pushing very, very aggressively. Does get the down here, and he's going to get the home hill as a reward. We'll have a 1v1 off spawn in a second, actually. Red 9 going to be the one there to fight this one out from the Swarm side of things, and if you Slaps, you really do have to make sure that this fight goes in your favour. If you lose this, you lose the round. He's going to make the push. Just hit one pellet. Does hit a full spread there. Gets the kill on Red 9. Let's jump over to the other side of things, though. Can anyone stop the B hill? Doesn't look like it. Bruisem having to push out. Will get taken out by Notorious. And this should be another Swarm round. This should be tying it up at 2-2 if Saki can't do anything about it.
Number 6, though, Frew. Physics has made an uncontested rotation there. Really big IQ plays, and he's managed to overextend. And that's the plays that we were talking about earlier on. Do you remember when we was talking about in the Rowdies game? When these last-minute pushes come in, someone just needs to find that gap and get through and get the free cap just to close that round out. And that's exactly what he's done there. Beautifully played from him. And they tie the rounds up at 2-2. This is a match, and this is exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, that's it. Finding the gap, that's not a concept that's, straight for esports, is it? Like, my sport is ice hockey. I play a lot of that. Finding the gap in that game is as critical, right? If you can find a gap between, their offense and their defense, that opens you up to a play. And it's similar here in Gears esports, right? Find the gap. It's an easy play. It sets your team up for success, and it often catches the other team by surprise as well.
That's exactly it. So it's about saying it can be relatable in any sport, finding the space. And Physics did exactly that. He did it. He recognised what was happening. He read the game perfectly and managed to find that. And with this initial now coming in, Notorious and J-Rage taking out Slaps and Political in a seriously dominant force to be reckoned with in that bandstand. And Lancer Fire is coming in though. J-Rage plays really aggressively. He's taken down by Breaker. Notorious takes out Bruising, but Political, I'm not sure if he got cleaned up there or if he got revived. I think he got revived. They didn't even clean that kill. They continued to push Breaker, but didn't actually clean the kill on Political. So a bit of a misplay there, maybe some miscommunication, and they turned that on their head, Team Academy.
It was indeed. I thought Breaker was going to get taken out there. He pushed very, very aggressively up into that bandstand and was met by the end of a Nasher pointing straight at the doorway. But good movement, got himself out. I think, realistically, it was more good support from his teammates. Just putting the pressure on, and now we're going to see this fight again as Notorious. J-Rage back up spawn. They do face off against Breaker. Breaker, though, holds his position, holds his shot, and gets a lovely little clip there. Breaker trying to find some pistol damage here. Notorious gets one. Jumping on board with him as he's stuck in a 1v3 situation. Gets the down on Breaker. Will he get the clean? No, he won't. Support is there, and it is Saki who's going to get that kill in the end. It was Bruisem that got the down. This is good here.
Saki played that really well, He continued to push that aggressively and made that flank and took out Notorious just in the nick of time. And that's a 50-point lead now. It's going to be in favour of the Academy win. The initial should have been lost from the start, so confidence in their court. J-Rage on the other side of the map trying to look like he's going to make a home push, 1v1, and how will the retake come in as the Lancer shots get crossed in? Bandstand, Breaker's getting pushed now, taken down by Red 9. Bruising though with an unlucky roll, but somehow manages to come out on top and take out Red 9 and Physics. Really, really, really perfect gears from him. Reader though taken down, Political, really, really weak in the mid-map, and Reader having to decap that E-hill. And all three hills are now in favour of Team Sick, I believe, and Politicals has to make a touch, and he does exactly that. Getting hit really, really hard by Reader there, and Political does manage to take out the 1v1.
Nice forced play there for Political. He had to go down, but he had that flashbang, so it gave him a little bit of room to kind of work here. And now he's actually got two members pushing through in front of him. The D-hill, though, does go back over towards Academy. I'll be thankful of that for a second. Notorious walks into a crossfire, and oh, Jesus Christ, see you later.
He was melted.
Yep. Absolutely melted, you're right, and the push is going to come through. Red 9 shouldn't get a kill here. This is a 4v1 situation. That's very, very strong for Academy, and it seems like this round is pretty much wrote off. If you are Team Sick, you're just looking to hold this one out, I think. No one should respawn, no one waste any lives, because we're going to go into a next round here, and with that, the COG team, Academy, they will go up 3-2.
I still want to point out, though, about that initial. How can J-Rage and Notorious be so dominant, take out one and down one in about 5 seconds of being in the fight? They didn't even finish the kill on Political on the ground, and they continued to push and were taken out. I mean, that's a serious play that could have gone in their favour. They could have won that round, so that's a round changer there. But hopefully they polish that one up next round and go into that bandstand with the same confidence, because they did look very, very, very dominant in that first few seconds.
They did indeed. I'm just going to quickly go over, what this tournament's about, right? We're in the Pro League qualifier tournament for Europe, so this is, the top 7 teams, I believe, that are competing right now for that final spot in the Pro League. Obey Alliance's spot that they had to give up, given their last place finish. It's a lot of money for all these players, actually, and we're going to watch up until pretty much the end of the losers bracket. Losers bracket final and the grand final will be played tomorrow on the EGL stream, so make sure to check that one out. Tun and Toby will be bringing you that one. Today, though, we're just going to kind of cover the other games, right? Cover this winners bracket final specifically. And cover Breaker, get himself some nice kills, nice positioning. Potentially another round on the board.
This was a bit of a masterclass from Breaker this round. I'm not going to lie to you. He went in, he got the initial kill with a beautiful, beautiful pace flash. And then he just continued his reign of terror throughout that whole round. He put beautiful Lancer shots in. He played wide in the 2v1 in power, pushed that home hill with such confidence, and he is the reason they're winning this map right now. Look at his kills, look at his assists, and he's got the least deaths in the game. That guy is on front spawn. And to be honest with you, Breaker gets looked at with a little bit of disrespect on Twitter and by people's comments, but this guy is performing when it matters, and he's having a really strong performance here on District.
Yeah. I mean, you said it, he performs when it matters. His performance at the major was standout to me. I think he looked fantastic. They had some good games, they had some bad games, but throughout, I think Breaker for me was one of the most consistent members of that, now ex-Obey Alliance roster. He looked so strong, and I'm glad to see that he's continuing that onto this roster here.
I completely agree, and I feel like a lot of people do sleep on him, so to speak. They don't get the confidence really because he's played that IGL support role for a long time, but at the moment, he's showing he can shotgun with the best of them. He's taken out 2 there. Drop shot now in control of Team Academy as Red9 falls. 3 dead now. 4-2 in favour of Team Academy as they get a 3-0. 3 kill white in the last round as well, with drop shot in their favour.
You got to look over towards that D hill though. Look who's over there. Old Reader. He's found himself a route through. He's found that space. He's got a decap, and he's actually got a cap, and he's drawing so much attention here for his team whilst they're off and respawn. Really well played by Reader. He's going to lose his life for it, but actually, if you look at what they gained from it, I think that was probably worthwhile. A good kill on Bruisem there for Notorious. And this is the Swarm team. Team Sick trying to get back into this one. Obviously, we're at 4-2 in the scoreline here, Jack.
So this is last chance to lose for Team Sick, but Notorious and Physics, they are on their last respawn. So if they do die, they will be taken out if they die after that. And Red9 does fall from a beautifully placed shotgun shot from Breaker. It's about to though traded out by J-Rage. Reader taking down Breaker, and the numbers and the hill go in favour of Team Sick.
Bruisem trying to clean up here. He had a couple of 1v2s in the 2v2 tournament yesterday. He's going to get one, but J-Rage, he's not going to allow him the luxury of that stream clip. Political though, he's going to try it. Will get taken down, and it's just trading back and forth here. Notorious coming in, saving his teammate's life. Will get the kill as well, and with that, you will see Team Sick, they will back on out. They will take control of this bandstand, and they're going to reset a little bit here, just waiting for that next assault coming through from Academy.
Yeah, the drop shot's up in about 30 seconds, and they have the control of the 2 hills with the point advantage. So it's all on the Academy to see how they play with their utility. But I'm a bit confused because they played it perfectly, Team Sick. They got very, very aggro on the drop shot, and it makes it very difficult to use that weapon when people are in your face. So they did right, but we didn't see any drop shot kills there, some wasted, misplaced ones, and that's exactly why Team Sick are in the situation they're in now, holding bandstand. Drop shot up in 15 seconds, and Red9 taking out two members of the Academy. Bruisem, though, trying to make a play through mid-map, does take out Reader. Physics, they're trading that back out on Saki, so the numbers are firmly in favour of Team Sick as the drop shot's about to go into the hands of J-Rage.
J-Rage just picked that up, but Bruisem been a nuisance behind. He's going to find that kill on Red9. He will probably go down here as he does get lanced out by Notorious and co, but still, being that nuisance, no one able to get to this E-hill cap here, and a 1v1 for it between Breaker and J-Rage. Ex-teammates here. J-Rage is going to be the one that backs off. Breaker goes for that hill cap instead. I think it's going to do too much, though. Look at the points, 230 to 130, a huge point lead.
Last man standing. if he plays shotgun, just to add insult to injury. It's just like, it was a really, really good try from Breaker, but he's still having a standout performance. He won that initial 3 kills, took the drop shot. Just the aggro play from Team 6 that just caused those drop shots to be a little bit misplaced and not maybe hit the target is probably the reason why that round went so in favour of Team 6. So they're not out of the game just yet.
Definitely not. Definitely not. 4-3, just 2 rounds really, innit? One more round, we'll see that round 9. First one that we'll see at least on stream so far. Disable's going to come in though. Shock grenade gets disabled. That means we've got a shock on one side and not on the other. That's advantage COG for this opening fight.
I'm going to go back on board with Breaker if you can, just to see how he plays this front spawn into that bandstand. He's got his flashbang in his hand, up against Physics and I believe Reader, that French duo, finally reunited. He takes out J-Rage, a beautifully placed shot there. Political though, he's taken out by Reader. Physics takes out Breaker. Reader goes so down. What can Slaps do in this situation? He does clean the kill this time. He doesn't listen when he gets revived. Physics though, really, really well placed shot and manages to take out Slaps.
Physics doing work.
Sorry.
Yeah. He just take out Saki, Slaps the one remaining, but quite honestly, Physics, he's keeping his team in this one. He has killed so many people in this bandstand, and now he's going to get pushed again. Flashbang's going to go down, and that should be a drop shot pick there. That is indeed. Slaps getting back out of that. First shot goes down. That kills Physics, and that's a beautiful placed shot. Question is what do they get from it? Political. They've got someone trapped in that corner, it seems. Breaker again, that long angle there, just walking himself around that guitar box. Will find the kill. Will find Red 9 it is. Stuck out there and Slaps with this drop shot. I'm jumping on board with him to try and find exactly what's going on. I would be if I could get any control on this camera whatsoever.
We just need to see how Notorious and Redman play their lives now. We've seen it multiple times when people have got 0 spawns. They just need to be the ones at the back. They can't be the ones running in there to try and make these hero plays. Slaps does have a drop shot in his hand, and if he does catch Notorious or Red9 with that, they will not be able to spawn back in. So the respawn economy completely in favour of the Academy, and this round is looking very, very promising for them as long as Slaps can use his drop shot well. Bandstand though is taken by Reader. Physics looking like he wants to push up, and J-Ray's doing that aggro playstyle again on the drop shot guy, so he can't really use that, and Slaps is put in a bit of a sticky situation here as Breaker and Political both drop, so really good push by Team 6 so far.
Very good indeed, and actually Slaps going to have to back off with that dropshot in hand, getting shot from both sides. Will go down here, bruise him. Will he go and try and get the revive? He will, but I think that might just give them both the fate of death here. As we do see them both get taken out. They were cornered, closed in upon, killed out very, very quickly. Good kills there by Reader and co. And now we're going to jump on board with him as he's going to push over towards this F hill. As they're going to try and get
he smells the round win. He smells it. Reader wants it so bad right now. He does play for it, but Political and Bruisem, nice teamwork as they take out the French duo, and round still well in their favour. But again, this play style of holding that drop at the back and not leaving when you need to leave, you know, and being the guy that actually does die, it's quite frustrating. But I believe Notorious is out of the game, and so is Red9. So it is a 5v3 for the rest of the round, and this looks like the map should be over for.
It should be, right. It's just a question of clean up here. Can they get the kills? Can they get that remaining hill? Flashbang is going to go out. The push is going to come through on the bandstand, and maybe the drop shot will be the thing that the Swarm team need if they can turn a 3v5 around, but I don't think it's going to go down to that. I think this should be a pretty quick clean up here. J-Ray's doing his best to move in and out, but realistically, this one's going to go over to Academy Reunited. A 5-3 scoreline here on District, and that sets us up for a lovely map 3, doesn't it, Jack, as we go towards Vaskar for that final one. This
is going to be the telling point of this match, obviously being the tiebreaker, but with Team 6 being such a new roster, rotation heavy, and being extremely teamwork based, it's going to be a tough one, because I know that the Academy have scrimmed for about a week to maybe 2 weeks now, so they've got that up on them, and they have played this map multiple times and look quite strong. So if I was to make a prediction, I would say that the Academy have got the upper hand just purely on practice time, but as long as all of Team 6 shoot straight and they win their encounters with the Team Academy members, then you know it could go either way. But if I was to make a prediction, I would say the Academy looking very, very confident going into this map.
That would be the money then. You'd be putting your pounds down the Academy kind of side of things.
Not many pounds, but just a few.
Quid or two. Yeah. I hear that one. That's like my predictions every single week. I'll put a pound on it, but other than that, I don't have that much faith. Could go anyway, especially in Europe. We've seen stranger things happen. Yeah, that's it.
Gears 5. Especially when you see in the major the 4-0s, 4-0 up, everyone's sitting pretty.
Oh, it's insane, isn't it? I mean, Obey and Rated R, that was something else. That was something else. And actually, we saw it in the NA major a couple of times as well. AGT doing it against Hive. They were actually impressive roster. Yep. We've not spoke much
Same
about.
map, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Same map, wasn't it?
Yep. Asylum. Yep. Yeah. They were actually phenomenal, and I'm actually sad to see that roster split up because
I'm not sure why they split up. That's really unfortunate. Maybe one of them got the call up from a better team.
They did.
Pro League roster. Yeah.
Yep. It
I'm
was
not
Fire
sure
and
exactly
Ice.
Okay.
Fire
Nice,
and Ice. They took. I mean, obviously because they lost Choche, right? So
Choche,
they had to find some replacements there. So they've brought on Krabbies from AGT and a Sleeper as well.
Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sleeper
very nice.
Yep. So that's actually going to be a good roster as well. I think that Fire and Ice roster, Krabbies was a very, very impressive player. And
yeah, I'm not sure. Is B God still in Fire and Ice?
I have no idea on the full roster.
Oh, okay. Because I'm certain I saw. I'm not sure. Maybe I could be wrong, but I heard something about B God left Fire and Ice and joined one of the other Pro League teams, maybe Astral or PK even. I'm not sure, but it'd be nice to see what happens with these rosters. Obviously, it's a bit of a shake-up on their side of the scene, which is really unfortunate because losing a player like Dezo God from the scene is. I'll be honest. I think it's awful. Even though there were some shady things going on, such an influential player, such a very able player to be able to win these championships. That team was going to be very scary, with the pickups of whoever they've picked up and played with, like Monkeys from Gears 4. That guy's come through and honestly one of the best players on the game.
Yeah. I think whilst we're on that topic, what's your opinion on that whole kind of scenario, right? I mean, for me, I actually think it's despicable, but I also think that a hell of a lot of it could have been avoided, right? And I think Choche made a lot of wrong decisions. So I don't really know if I agree with the punishments that both players got, but I definitely do agree that the match fixing
I'm going to say something quite controversial right now. I think they were too light for the severity of what happened, but at the same time, I do believe it's a big hit on the community because losing such influential fan-loved players. These players are loved by the fans. They are adored by the LATAM region. Players like Des and Identities and stuff. Them not being able to play in the tournament, them now not being able to play with their full roster that they were proving week in, week out, they were a force to be reckoned with. It's a bit sad to lose that player, but other esports, I've seen it happen. Rainbow Six Siege, lifetime ban. CS:GO, lifetime ban. Any match fixing is despicable, as you said. I'll use that word again. It's awful, but it was very poorly dealt with on both teams' parts, even prior to the PGL investigation. The way they were speaking to each other, we can't tell through text which is a joke. Things could be taken out of context. We can't tell what's the reality. We don't know. Only they know. But a 4-month ban is very light. So they've got to be very happy with themselves in that sense that they haven't been lifetime banned. Because in other esport, that's exactly what happens.
Oh yeah, they'd be going right. They'd be looking for a different game at this point, and I do agree. I actually think I think it was too light of a ban too. I think we've seen players actually in Gears get longer bans for my opinion, equal. I'd say things, but definitely not bringing the game into disrepute as as this kind of the situation unfolded. I want to move away from it a little bit because I think we could talk about it all day, and I actually think that most of what needs to be said has been said.
It's in the eyes of the person that's speaking what they would do, but at the end of the day, PGL made their judgment, and that's what it is. So I completely agree with moving away from that.
Yeah, for sure, and I actually think having the luxury of being in that Mexico major, the LATAM fans are actually the ones that really do kind of miss out, right? They've lost a lot of good talent from the region because of this whole scandal. So in the end, it's the fans in the most supported region that lose out.
They lose out. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Right. Before we get into it, we're about to get into Vascar, it seems. The countdown's underway. Just want to give a quick thank you to obviously everyone who's following right now and everyone who's watching the stream. 135 people, it seems, Jack, we've got watching this game, this winner bracket final game.
I think they're here for the haircut, Frew, I must admit. Oh,
they're not getting any skin, so it must be something that's bringing them in.
They get a lot of skin on that head.
Just too much skin. That's the problem, isn't it? Oh, dear God. I'm even getting it from you now. But yeah, 132 of you. Make sure to follow up. If you've got a Twitch Prime sub, Don't give it me. It's pointless. Give it someone else who's worthwhile. Quite honestly, yeah, it's just there for a laugh. We will jump right on into it, though. And is there anyone in the chat wants to follow? I know we've mentioned Breaker, we've mentioned Slapsjack, we've mentioned pretty much every player so far, so it'd be good to see who the chat wants to follow into this one. I want to keep an eye on pretty much every player as we go through this final map. This map will determine who gets a spot in that grand final for the Pro League qualification tournament tomorrow.
Who are you watching, Frew?
I'm on board with Slaps right now as he's pushing round. Not much going on, to be quite honest with you. We've got Team Sick on the COG side, we've got Academy on that right-hand side, Breaker, Saki, Bruisem, Political, Slaps. A newish roster, but a good roster nonetheless. On the other side of things, some old faces, Reader, Physics, J Rage, all Pro League experience there. Red9 and Notorious as well. Two of the best players in the game right now, two of the best players doing it. Will be their opponents.
Typical Vazgar strat though coming out from the Academy at the moment, but very, very well held from Team Sick because they noticed that B side was their disadvantageous side, and they realised they wanted to play for a home hill setup. They pushed through the home hills, but really well held by Team Sick. They did not allow them any space, and they've taken out 4 guys. Breaker with an unfortunate jump over that cover there, and Bruisem and Slaps will be off spawn, and the free catch coming in automatically, but B side taken now by Bruisem as he picks up a really nice kill onto Red9, and Notorious is also traded out as well, so that's 2 kills in favour of the Academy, and they need to be able to play on these numbers now. They need to find the next kill. It's long spawns through. They've got a very good lead, in favour of Team 6, so they need to try and find that. And look at Bruisem now. He's played all the way around B, through their side, behind Physics, who was trying to hold the home hill, and that's some beautiful Lancer place there. They're moving up. They've taken down J-Rage, taken down Physics, and last man up is Reader in that situation. With a little bit of support from Red9. Red9 taking down now Reader, though, backing off all the way to his home hill. And if they push this down with the spawn timers, this could be their round.
It could be. They're talking to B. They've got B hold as well. They've got to make sure they carry on moving. They carry on getting the kills here. Reader's going to fall, and that's great for Breaker, but you've got to look over towards that B hill. Number 1, Notorious, managed to find himself all the way over here and get control of the tank side of things. Physics going to be joining him here now, as this is where the action is going to go down. Flashbangs are going to go out here for Team Sick, and they're just going to push Academy back off here, it seems, just for the second. Retake attempt, Slaps rolls forward. That's bad there, Notorious. He's going to get 2 here, as Breaker has to back off, and that's going to pretty much solidify this hill, this point here for the COG side. Breaker in a 2v1 situation will get taken out. That's going to be an elimination, and that's going to be a round towards Team Sick. 1 round closer to a spot in that grand final.
That round had some tails in it, because that was initial one by a beautiful hold from Team Sick, and then the retake was actually really good. Bruisem picking up a lovely 2-piece, making the perfect rotation around the back of the last 3 remaining members of Team Sick onto his own home hill. They managed to wipe all of those guys, but Reader just managed to get away with his life, wait for his teams to spawn. Notorious made a great overextension to B and held the enemy team side of the map, and they kept that lead that they already had set from the beginning, and really well played from them, because, to be honest with you, it looked like with these really long spawns, after making 3-4 kills, it looked like the Academy were going to flip that round on its head.
They did indeed. They did indeed. Whilst we get into this one, Jack, I want to give you a quick score update on what's going on in that loser bracket. We did indeed see the predictions that you made come true. Gridiron beat out New Stars, 2-0. And 3x Rowdy, they also continue their loser bracket run, beating Hype Family 2-0 as well. So they match up in losers bracket round 3. That's going to be a good game nonetheless, and the winner of that will face off against the loser of this game tomorrow.
So the only matches that are tomorrow is the loser bracket final and the grand final.
And the grand final, that's correct.
Hopefully we can get involved in that match then after versus 3x Rowdy and Rowdy's team.
Yeah, we'll try and get an invite. See what we can do. We might be able to catch the the second map of that one. It's definitely started already, so we'll see. We'll see what we can do on that front. But for now, we'll stick with this winners bracket final here, as Team Academy and Team Sick do carry on their war. 1-1 in maps, as you can see at the top header. This is the 3rd map of a best-of-3 series. Winner of this goes through.
And everything that I said before this map, that may have been the weaknesses of Team Sick, has actually been all of their strengths. Their rotations and their holds have been absolutely perfect so far. They've had a lead throughout both beginning of the rounds. Notorious, though, playing for a little bit of a crazy secret man there. Doesn't manage to get the kill, but Saki gets back just with his life. Bruising though, peppered up extremely bad. He's very, very weak. And now, they've used a lot of their utility, so this push is going to be even more difficult. And the lead just continues to favour Team Sick.
It does as well. 40 points on the board now. Saki having to back out. Very, very red. Needs his Nasher out at this point. Goes for the back A. Does connect with both, but not able to get the give just yet. Red9 with a cleanup on Bruisem will mean that Notorious can step forward and take out Saki, and that's clean. That really is clean from Team Sick as they start to push around towards the B hill now. Perhaps a domination will come through. It's all about the C hill fight, isn't it? We can see them off spawn here. Political
they are spawning.
Slaps, Breaker. They're all coming up, but can they delay long enough? That's the question. They have delayed long enough. That's a good kill by Breaker there. Lovely headshot. Will get taken out, but over on the other side of things, Bruisem. He's taken his home hill. That will keep him in it for now. I'm not sure if they're going to keep spawning into this one, to be honest with you. The art Slaps is going to come up.
Saki, though, winning a huge 1v1 versus Red9 to fight the French statue himself. He had to fight Physics, and Physics does take him out with a lot of confidence in that 1v1, holding down the B hill, 100-point lead, looking very, very, very simple. And Slaps trying to get away with his life, 1 HP, and they're going to hunt him down.
Well hunted indeed. Notorious going to claim that one, but it is the COG team overall that are victorious in that round. 2 minutes 36, bit of a mid-length round, I say. It's not a long round, but Vazcar, you often see it going quite a distance sometimes in these rounds. Teams start to chase each other around the map. What they're going to place down. Notorious, he gets the option.
Well, we should watch the front spawn if there's a fight. I feel like we need to see, because Notorious on 7-1 as we speak. He's playing out of his mind in this last map. He wants that Pro League spot. He's never had that spot yet, and he's playing alongside people that have had that, and he wants it now for himself. And he's showing that in this winners bracket final, he's not just a wager player through. He's here. 5v5 escalation. Grand finals is in his sight.
Yep. That's what he wants, isn't he? He wants that spot. I am on board with him right now, but it looks like he's going to go towards that A hill. So I'm having a look at who is going to be the first one in. It's going to be Red9 for Team Sick here. You can see Academy making haste up onto that side platform there, up onto the overlook. They have to go back off though as well, because they are met by Notorious, who comes down the long side of things. Flashbang going to go out here. No movement though, so that's a flashbang wasted. Saki now stuck in a real bad spot. Physics goes down. Red9's going to go down. Revive train going to come through. Are they able to get out? They are indeed. Red9's going to keep on backing up. Drop shot though goes the way of Bruisem, and Bruisem with a down on Notorious should be able to find a kill here with a drop if he needs it. Looks like it's going to be the cleanup with the Nashers though, as this fight still carries on. Notorious will fall in the end. Saki gets that 1v1 on Red9, and this should be a push forward towards the A-hill as Physics. He's got to back off.
Spawns aren't as long as they were in the last 2 rounds though through, and Slaps is playing super aggressive onto Physics. Physics, they're holding his own. He knows he's got his teammates off spawn in a few seconds. As Reader and J-Rage race over to B, to the hill they've already got. The lead's still in their favour, but Reader's taken down now on B as Political and Breaker are on that B hill. Form dominating 4 seconds, but what can Team Sick do to avoid that? As they pick up 2 kills, Political and Breaker do die over on that B side. Saki's going to retreat back up to the home hill setup, and the lead will just tick over into the favour of the Academy.
I'm looking over towards the A-hill now. Saki and Slaps, they're going to mount a defense. J-Rage trying to be sneaky here, trying to find his way up the stairs without getting shot at. Saki's going to back off, and I think that's the right decision. Slaps can't get himself out of there and isn't able to get that meat shield kill at the end, so will be a 1-for-0 in this fight. Just delay tactics coming in from Swarm here from Team Academy. Trying to stop the push going round, trying to stop those points adding up here, but Saki's going to get taken out. Red9 and Reader will also find the kill on Bruisem. This is looking good for him. This really is.
Yeah, it's a really good solid hold and push sort of tactic they've got going on at the moment. Every single time they see they've got numbers, they play so aggressive, but at the same time they're not managing to lose people, which is actually quite good. Slaps though getting really aggressive now onto Red9, who is 1 HP. Breaker going for the back A, misses that and is punished for it. Notorious and Physics both getting down. Saki getting meat shielded out, and Breaker finally managing to hit that last confirming shot onto Red9 and takes the meat shield.
Things going to settle down a little bit. Both teams, they've had enough of that fight. They want to wait for those reinforcements to come in off spawn. Looking over on the other side of things, who's at B hill? No one is at B hill. A hill is the assault, but realistically, even the A hill's not going to be enough at this point. Swarm, they need all 4. Red9's going to get the kill on Slaps. And it is going to be another round over towards the COG side, over towards Team Sick as they go 3-0 up now.
The hill has turned into a mountain through. It's not out of reach. It's looking like a very, very dominant map so far from Team Sick.
It is, isn't it? They are looking
That's why the pounds are never safe. That is why the pounds are never safe.
Drop shot. Still for fight 4. Insen's going to go down. Ticket side of things. Bruisem gets the opportunity to respond. Probably something similar going down. It's a shot grenade. He's on the way to that drop shot, so that will help out a little bit there. Insen is a little bit further out from the fight.
Respawn economy looking quite safe on both sides. Last round now, everyone can probably spawn at least 3 to 5 times, so not too bad for them. Drop shot though. Slaps and Co have got the height advantage on this drop shot fight. Flashes are now coming in. Notorious playing a bit sneaky. Does get hit with a really good shot, but rolls and somehow manages to clean up Breaker. Gets revived by his teammate Physics as he picks up a beautiful down onto Slap. Notorious does get taken down again for the second time. Hasn't been picked up yet because the drop shot was picked up by Bruisem. So Physics now
J-Rage got the flank though, and that's what we got to look out for. Managed to get the kill on Slaps in the back, and Physics takes that 1v. So that's pretty much going to be COG cleaning up here. Political left standing on the A hill will defend that one, but a good first fight here from Team Sick. I'm going to go over towards the B hill where Breaker is going to find himself in a 2v1 situation. Flashbang is going to go out and Breaker will extract himself as he waits for Saki and his teammates Bruisem and Political to turn up. Breaker's going to go down. Revive will come through, but what does that mean? That means Saki's going to fall on the opposite side as priorities change. Swarm, they're trying to get the kills. They're trying to get a bit of control over this one, but realistically, it's been drop shot coming in. We'll get a kill on
Notorious
Bruisem.
been a bit of a brick wall at the moment, you know?
Yeah,
Everywhere
they
they try to push, if Notorious is there, they cannot kill him. He's 13-3. He's playing out of his mind. And the round is almost about to go into favour of Team Sick as he's finally taken down Physics and Notorious drop. Last man standing on the hill is Reed. He takes up a meat shield. And now he's going to be helped by Red9 as they take out Slaps. And that's 3 dead currently for the Academy. And this round is also following suit with the last 3 that we've seen. And looking like Team Sick are going to walk it. As Bruisem sneaks up onto the B hill though. Does manage to get that decap.
Nice little sneak up. It's the COG team rotated around. They knew Saki had won that 1v1 on the home hill, and that would have been round over if he'd have lost that. So, you know, props to Saki for winning it. He made that rotation round to the C hill now. Going to put a bit of pressure on there, and I think overall the decision to rotate round is giving up 2 hills here. Academy, they really are trying to pressure. They really are trying to push forward. Breaker going to go try and find the cleanup here. Notorious does get down. J-Rage sitting on the square box there.
The only saving grace for the Academy in this round right now is if they kill Red9. They need Red9 dead. He has no spawns. If they kill him, 5v4 for the rest of it, they may just have enough time. Where is Red9 on the map? That's what we need to find and see how he plays it. At the moment, 3 cap is coming. Red9 takes out Slaps.
Yep. He's in a 2v1 situation with Slaps and Bruisem, and he's took one out. Now looking for the second. Bruisem has to push forward. Slaps has got a good shot on him here. Sorry, Red9's got a good shot on him here. As he's trying to push forward. Goes for the up A. Bruisem takes him out. That's a 4v5 situation. Question is where are the other kills going? Political gets Notorious down, and there is a fight between Reader and he as well. Over towards the C hill.
This round could get flipped on its head right now. It's all down to that push on the C hill right now, and they've got to work it. They've got time, 20 seconds until the round is over. It's not finished yet. They just need to not get anyone sneak command. Reader though, taken down. Perfect play so far. Slaps also on 0. This sneak though, what's going to happen? Notorious trying to be that brick wall again. Get some really good shots on him there by Bruisem. And now C hill is being pressured, but Notorious wins the 1v1. There's like 3 seconds until they need to touch it. They've got 2 seconds. Can they touch it? No, the round's finished. Notorious wins the crucial 1v1 against Bruisem and then kills Saki as well to close that round up. But
does go the way of Swarm. It ticks over right on the last second.
Right on the last. That said COG win at the top of the screen. That's crazy, and that's really well played from the Swarm team. But it did say COG win, so I'm not sure what's happened there on my screen.
Some funky maths on both sides. I had Swarm win on mine, but it was literally neck and neck. I don't know if it's one of those 50-50, give it to someone kind of situations there. But, I mean, luckily, if you're Academy, it goes your way, right? And we see that 3-1.
As well as Bruisem, as well as that was anyway, Bruisem killing Red9 in that 1v1. I think Red9 played it a little bit too aggressive, knowing he's on his last life. He could have rolled back, but at the same time, really well played by him. 3-1, still looking very confident for Team Sick, and we'll see how they play the second half of rotation.
Looks like it's all about that E-hill once again. That drop shot, the prize down there. No surprise to see everyone fighting over it. Shot grenade's going to go down. Red9 just on the outskirts of that one, won't get affected by it, so able to hold his positioning. A misplaced shot grenade, you'd think, there. And actually, now comes the flash. Breaker's going to push up with slaps, but a shot grenade in retaliation is going to be a well-placed grenade, and that's another well-placed one there. A great intent coming out. Slap's not able to get himself off that cover quick enough. Bruisem will fall here, and this looks to be Team Sick, the aggressors. The ones in control.
Drop shot in their hands, as well as long spawns. Two members down. Saki gets it down onto JRH, but he's not going to be able to clean that as Breaker's taken out. He rolls off into mid-map and looking like he's going to have to try and find a way to help a different side of the map. Nope, he hasn't managed to get out yet. He hasn't managed to get out of his life. Beautiful team fire there. Slaps, though, managed to pick up just the revive just in time. Saki gets away with it. Notorious going to rotate back. They have the lead, the 2 hills and drop shots. This round is looking very much in their favour.
It is, but Reader, he makes a little mistake there. One shot down. Drop shot comes out and cleans up Political. That saves J Rage's life for just a second, but will get cleaned up in a second by Bruisem. The F-Hill is under full contest. Great drop shot coming in there from Red Knight as he gets a double kill on that 2v2 duo. Gonna have to push him out now. Pistol play coming out. Jumping on board with Red Knight as he's gonna get flashbang from both sides.
They're playing this really well. Red Knight as well. Physics, Reader, everyone hitting their shot. And Saki and Breaker taken out. Both duos taken out there, and the round just continues to tick in favour of Team Sick.
Pushing up the staircase. This is notoriously difficult to push up here. They've got right hand at
with
the top.
a smoke grenade.
Yeah, there's a smoke at the bottom. There's no cover to use really, and when there's 3 of them up there and 2 of you down there, it's not advised to push up through that route. It's going to give Bruiser the opportunity now to take hold of Tank and his team. They're in pursuit of this F-Hill. The rotation comes through though, and it looks like the E-Hill as well is under contest.
Drop shot's going to be up in about 20 seconds. I'm not sure if we're going to have time to see that fight go down if the home hill does get taken back. But Red Nine decides to leave the home hill and going for slaps while he picks up the flames. That's a really good rotation from him. Really going to be revived by his teammate. And the COG team win this with 1 hill. And if the drop shot comes up in the next few seconds, 4 dead. I believe this round has been given, and 4-1 for Team Sick Frew. This is a mountain to climb. If you're Academy looking at this, they're going to take this round by round, initial by initial, and try to close this out. But at the moment, Team Sick are sitting extremely pretty. Grand finals just over the horizon.
That's it, isn't it? They just need to plant that flag, that final flag. Obviously, not gridiron. Probably not the best analogy, but as you said, they're climbing a mountain, and it is Team Sick that are up there first. They're flying up it. I'm looking at the scoreboard as well. I just want to highlight a few players here. Notorious 17-6, Red Knight 14-14, J Rage 21 assists at this point with 11 kills as well. Absolutely fantastic. We said he's had a hot cold. He's definitely having a hot one here.
Great performance. A lot of those assists have been with the Nasher as well. They've been fighting these team fights with close chain revives and hitting their shots together. He may not be the one finishing the kills, but he's definitely doing enough damage to kill these people and playing it really well, to be honest. And Team Sick are thriving in these team fights, especially with these rotations. I didn't expect this from them, and I did sort of have a little bit of doubt towards it. But Bruisem now does try to play a little bit too aggressive up onto that fight, onto that cover, taken down by Notorious. And the numbers advantage goes in favour of Team Sick for this last drop shot fight.
That's it, until that drop shot comes out from Breaker though. That's the lovely placed shot there as he takes out 2. What's he going to get for it though? That's the question. They have lost both D and F-Hill. And the rotation's going to come through here, but that drop shot was pretty much just enough to stop the bleeding for a second or so. Breaker, he's just going back and forth rotating. I'm going to jump off him for a second as I try and find another fight here. Saki and Political capturing F. Got to look at J Rage being pretty sneaky on that left-hand side there. I don't think they know where he's at. And on behind us is a 3 versus 4 situation. Drop shot's going to get wasted totally there, but Bruisem picks up a 3-piece. That should be enough to help his team rotate now towards the F-Hill. Another 3v2 situation here if they can go forward. Would have loved that drop shot at this point in time. They've got to play this ever so clean.
Yeah, J-Rage though playing that sneaky position not very well there. He could have had a complete side swipe on Bruisem. Bruisem had his Lancer out, didn't know he was there. I think he just missed the shot and then just decided to back off. But even still, lead now in favour of Team Sick. But for how long? 2 hills now in favour of the Academy.
Pushing forward once again, Team Sick. They're trying to get the decap on the F-Hill here. J-Rage being super aggro, pushing Bruise and Political right on back into that spawn area. They're doing well here. Red 9 finds the kill on Slaps as well, which is going to make the opposite fight a 2v2. Notorious gets the kill on Breaker, and Saki finds the 2-piece here. He's going to leave Red9 down for a second. Obviously, won't be able to get himself back up, but goes back to the cleanup just in case. They don't want J-Rage getting any revives in there. 123 to 144, despite the fight wins. The rings just going the way of Team Sick constantly. They're playing this map so well. And they're just
the rotations and the
home
set. That's exactly it. They've constantly got the lead. They've constantly, every time they've rotated back with heavy numbers, Team Sick have made the decision to rotate to the other hill. Like as we've seen, it took 3 members of Team Academy to get that home hill back. But as you see on the other side of the map, E is already decapped. E is already being played on. Bruisem being forced back into spawn, taken out by Notorious. This is perfect Vasgar play. Drop shot now in the hand of Red9. I can't see this map going any other way than Team Sick right now. They are playing perfectly.
A moment of maybe solitude, solace, whatever the word is. A moment of something or another for Team Academy, though, as they do get 2 kills on Reader and Physics there. Incendiary just completely choked out, to be quite honest with you, from Slaps. And now he's rolling against walls. He's having a bit of a rough time of it, this final map, I think. Push is going to come through here. Physics leading that charge. Reader at his side. Trying to get the kill on Breaker here. Jumping on with Jay. He gets taken down by Bruisem. Cog will win in 28 seconds, but not if they get completely slayed out. Physics will fall again. Question is what's happening over at E-Hill? Red9's getting a double kill.
Be broke.
Yep. That's a beautiful, beautiful shot there by Red9. And I think in just 10 seconds, a 1v1 on the E-Hill might be what it's worth here. Slaps gets one, Bruisem gets another.
If this 2-cap comes in, they win. If the 2-cap comes in, they win. So, and the touch has happened on the D-Hill. Oh, this is going to be an Academy round. I don't know where it's come from. But they've just managed to do it on the wire.
Oh dear, they're keeping themselves in it, aren't they? They are so close to being knocked out of this, well, knocked into that loser bracket at least. They just
the 1v1 though, I don't know if you saw it, between Bruisem and Notorious was for the E-Hill. That was a huge 1v1. Bruisem, very composed with the situation in front of him and manages to win that 1v1, and Notorious does fall. Not going to take anything away from him. He's played a perfect map. He's still on 17 kills, 16 assists. The guy's played absolutely... Oh, sorry, that's Red9. 15 kills again for J-Rage, 21 kills for Notorious. They're all playing out of their mind.
Absolutely. They just need to close it out. Just points on the wire, isn't it? Twice now they've been up at that 240 mark and not being able to knock those points right over the line. They've got a chance yet, though. They've got a lot of time. It's 4-2. 4-2 in the favour of Team Sick at that. And 1 win, perhaps, down at this E-Hill fight will be enough for them to go through and punch their way through to the grand final. Shot grenades out now, Jack, on either side of things. Bruisem having to back off. J-Rage pushing up very, very aggressively here. So the incend comes flying through from Slaps. Red9's going to fall as well, and this is good if you're an Academy fan.
Really well worked around so far. Flame wasted as well from Notorious. He's going to have to back off and try to keep his life. Spawn economy, though, looking extremely good for the Academy, considering the situation they're in. Notorious taken down. Drop shot now in favour of Slap. Point lead as well as the Hill Cap. Political, though, does just drop on F as well as Breaker as well. So really good hold from Team Sick, and they've got 1 hill to their name. Where have they played now? I think they've gone for the D hill, and that's a home play from Team Sick.
Good kill there, actually, by Slaps. I don't think he was aiming for Red9, but he gets him in the end. It doesn't really matter, I suppose, as long as you get that kill. Notorious gets taken out as well. Reader having to run off down to 11% health. Notorious does fall. Physics finds Saki, though, and that's going to be a breath of fresh air. If you are Team Sick, the incense going the way of Physics as well. If he'd have lost that, he'd have lost those power weapons. Reader falls on the other side of things. F-Hill will go the way of Academy at this point. We've got to look at the E-Hill. Is there anyone contesting there? Yes, J-Rage and Physics. They've got full control.
I just want to point out the spawns again. I said it about the respawn economy on the side of the Academy being perfect, but if you press that back button again and you have a look, Red9 and Notorious, they have got 0 a game. So if they are taken out, they're out of the game, and it's been kind of a recurring problem for them, keeping their lives and understanding. If they've got a 4-2 lead in the map, maybe give the round away, otherwise they're going to just waste their economy for the rest of the map. But that's on them, that's their decision they're making at the moment. They're still in this round, 70-point deficit. I was going to see how they play this retake. They have a flame in hand, and they need to try and push this D-Hill out.
They do indeed. Things just settling down a little bit here as they're trying to work out the push, trying to coordinate here. Flashbang's going to go out, and that will signal the start of it here. Incen's going to go the way of Slaps, and that's big. They will block off a route here as Notorious is trying to make things happen on the backside of things. He's going to get taken out. 5v4 situation here. J-Rage going to go down 2. 5v3. Notorious won't even come back into things here, and this looks like an Academy round all through and through. If they can just find a couple more kills here. They're chasing down Physics. They're trying to hunt him in the center of the map. They will get the damage. Will they get the kill? They will. Saki's going to clean that one up. Red9 on the overlook. Won't be able to do anything about it, and 100 points ahead now. It's all Academies to lose.
Drop shot in their hands as well. I can't see the other members of Team 6 spawning in here, so we're going to go into a 4-3 round. And to be honest with you, really well played by Team Academy there. They played that round for the most part of it perfectly. They lost 2 members over at B side and gave up the home hills, but the drop shot rotated back, made to pick up them kills and forced them back. So throughout, yeah, really good initial, really good mid round, and they proved that. But again, these respawns on Notorious and Red9, they could be a problem this round again. If they lose this initial and they die, they're back again to the same situation. They cannot respawn, so we'll have to wait and see how they play this one. They're going to change up the strategy, move them back a bit. We'll have to wait and see.
If you're Academy right now as well, I guess, my question to you is, if you're the coach of Academy, are you telling them to try and find Red9, try and find Notorious, try and put pressure?
Without a doubt, yes. They got, every time they see that Marcus and that Ice Kate on the map, they've got to be thinking confidently. That guy is going to be playing on the back foot because he doesn't want to die. He's got to play his life. That's in the back of his mind. He's not going to be 100% on the map. So they need to play that numbers game confidently. Notorious, though, is the front spawn as well, so he's constantly over at the fight. So if they get the opportunity to kill him, then they need to take that.
Well, I am on board with that man himself, Notorious now. 21-9 and 14 his scoreline, and we'll be looking to add to that tally as this opening fight, it could be the difference between going all the way to that round 9 shaky hands territory at that point, or a guaranteed spot in the grand final. Both teams playing this one ever so slow. They know what's on the line here. They know it means quite a lot this round. Flashbang's going to come out from Academy. Insen's going to come out from Reader, though, and Saki's having to run through the fire to get back to safety. Does get himself in a decent situation here, and the shock coming out in response is pretty decent. Jumping over quickly, I want to see what's going on the other side of things. We do have a 2v2 situation here. Breaker trying to make the best of it. Does find Red9, and that's going to be him down to that 0 life point. Notorious also went down for a second, though, but will get revived. Physics falls on the other side of things, and Breaker's getting the cap at D, so look towards the E-Hill fight to be the last.
Notorious at his last down. He has the drop shot in his hand, but he's on his last down. E-Hill's going to go in favour of Team Academy, and Team Sick now have to be very, very careful. Notorious, Red9 on his last life. He cannot spawn back in if he dies. And Notorious on his last down. So some good team fire from them, and Notorious will be on the same situation as Red9. And as the hill caps in favour of Team Academy, we have to see how Team Sick play this retake. Reader, though, does drop.
They've got to go towards the D-Hill right now. The drop shot's going to come in to support this fight, and they have to get the touch. They have to get the D-cap. Red9 can't spawn. 5v4 situation. Notorious did trade out that drop shot jack towards J-Rage, so just in case he did get taken out on that third down, the drop shot would still be live, and it still is live. J-Rage holding on to that one, trying to make plays with it. He's going to push forward with his team towards the F-Hill now. Drop shot in hand, looking for a kill. Gets that active, goes for the shot, looks to be dropping it beautifully, gets the down, gets the headshot on Breaker as well. Second one going to come out. What's the cleanup? What's the damage? It's J-Rage. He's got 3. And he just needs his teammates to follow up here. Physics gets the damage on Slaps. Can he win the fight? He does indeed win the fight. And that is beautiful if you are J-Rage.
That didn't sound good.
Yeah, if you're supporting Team Sick right now, you've got to be happy for that. But at the same time, Physics takes a huge 1v1 versus Slaps, but didn't get anything from it. Notorious taken out. He's out of the game. 5v3. It looks like we're going into a round 9. We have to be going into a round 9 at this point. They're not spawning. Frew is saving his spawns. J-Rage could spawn for free, but he's deciding not to. Physics in a 1v3 to try and close the round out, but we're going to a round 9 Frew.
Round 9 for a spot in that grand final. Let's remind the folk what's on the line. 1 round separates both of these teams from a spot in the grand final. A grand final that will ultimately decide who makes their way into the European Pro League Summer Quarter. That obviously, the grand final and the losers bracket final will be casted by Tun and Toby on the EGL stream tomorrow from 6 PM. Today, we're going to just cover this action. We're going to cover the final round here as both Team Sick and Academy look to get 1 foot in the door.
They've had the same problem for 3 rounds straight. They needed to just save their lives that last round, I believe, and maybe give them the round, but without dying. Notorious and Red9 both went back down to that completely out of the game situation, and it means they're in the same situation again this round. Look at Bruisem, look at Slaps. That's their aggressive players. They've got 4 lives each. They can make those pushes. They can make those plays to try and take out Notorious and Red9. With the short spawn timers, them getting a death isn't going to cause a problem, you know. This drop shot fight is everything. Notorious on the front line, picking up those insins, and we're going to see how they play this initial for this drop shot.
That we are indeed. Opening kill with those incense could be huge. Shot grenade going to go straight down onto the E-hill. Potentially wasted here. Where are the incense? That's the question. The push is going to come through. There's the incense. There's a double kill from Notorious. You said he wants it. Well, that's perfect there from him. Incense wasted on the side of Academy. Drop shot in hand for Physics now. And Notorious starting to push forward, starting to open up here as he has that Lancer angle. J-Rage on the other side of things. Red9 gets the kill on Saki as well. And this is great if you're a Team Sick fan. Reader's got to run. He has to Scarper. He has to get back to this F-hill and defend it with all he's got in the tank. He's a round away from that grand final.
Two drop shots in favour of Physics. What's he going to do? He fires one from Political. Waste that. Reader does get taken out though. 5v4 in situation in favour of the Academy as they push up. J-Rage now flashed out. He's in a really poor situation. Physics very weak. J-Rage guys go down. Got the revive though. They roll back. 2 hills now in favour of the Academy. But 1 drop shot is here. Is he going to be able to make any kills with that drop shot to close this home hill off? And at the moment, no, he doesn't shoot it. He decides not to. He thinks he'll wait for a better situation. He's 1 HP. He does go down. Gets the revive. Him and J-Rage have both been down now, and this situation is looking a little bit sloppy as the points are about to tick over in favour of the Academy.
They are about to tick over, aren't they? Just a few points away, really, from being in a very, very good situation here. Drop shot's going to go out. Is that a double kill? It's not a kill at all, and that's 2 drop shots fluffed. You've got to think, if this goes the way of Academy now, those drop shots are going to be questioned.
No, just point out Notorious. He's going to be on 0.
Can indeed point that out. It's a very, very good observation here, and we've got to keep an eye on Notorious as he comes back in on that red skull. One more death will mean he's out of the action. One more death will mean Academy find themselves in a 5v4 situation. Rotations coming through. E-hill now under attack here as Obey, Saki, Bruisem both trying to defend this one with all they've got. They're in a 4v2 situation. Reinforcements are here now. Shot grenade's going to go down, and that's going to be decent. It's enough to stop the capture coming through.
Yeah, Slaps though picks up the instance as well as J-Rage. This is going to be like one of those last-ditch sort of pushes. It's just like the initial. Drops up in 7 seconds. It's going to be that first fight all over again. Whoever wins, I believe it's going to be a winner-takes-all situation. E-hill, though, doesn't need to be capped by the Academy at the moment as they have the lead, but the push has been played. Notorious on his last life picks up the drop shot. Physics though taken down. Saki pushing forward. He gets taken out. Notorious is so weak. The hill has not gone in favour of Team Sick yet. Notorious gets his Nasher out, tries to play up. Slaps takes down Reader. Bruisem gets traded out by J-Rage. E-hill does go into favour of Team Sick, but on the other side of the map, the Academy have taken the home hill. F-hill has been broken. Physics and now Red9 backing off. 3 or 4 members of the Academy are there. Drop shot goes out. Breaker's not even taken out. That's a bad drop shot. The points are so neck and neck. Slaps 4-4. Slaps drops on the hill. If this 2-cap comes in, this goes to Team Sick. Breaker dies. Really gets traded out. 20 seconds, and Team Sick are your champions. We'll go into the grand final. Sorry.
That's it, isn't it? So close here. Neck and neck on points. 217, 220 each, basically. But it is Team Sick with that advantage. 3-4 players on 0 lives. The push is going to come through here. The decap attempt is big, but the downs are coming in for Team Sick, and it looks like they're going to get hold of the F, but over on the E-hill. What's going on? 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 before the COG team will win.
Finished.
And no one is near. Breaker dies out, and it is Team Sick that are going to clip this one up and go 5-4 after 3 on the bounce for Academy. They choked the last one. Team Sick come through. They're your first team, at least, into the grand final, and well, they're a step in the door towards that Pro League. Notorious, J-Rage, all trying to get back to the Pro League. All of them putting up fantastic scorelines. 25-13 for Notorious, 23-23 for J-Rage. What a fantastic series.
I have to put it down to Notorious. He went to 0 lives, but in that round, he got about 6 kills. He did pick up the drop twice, didn't get too many kills with it, Team Sick, but he got the double kill with the Ensign. That set the pace for that round. They continued those rotations. They won the fights they needed to win, and they won by 4 points through. You can't ask for much more of a winner's final match than that. And congratulations to Team Sick for making it to that grand final. And if you're Team Sick now, you've got to be confident. I know that was a close match, but there's no one in the tournament now that you haven't beat.
That's it, isn't it? You've beaten everyone. You've gone through.
You've beaten everyone. You're in that grand final. I believe they've got a 1-map lead advantage to anybody they play now in the finals, right?
Yeah, they should have. It should be a best of 5 in that grand final. With
they are sitting. Yep,
the
they
team
are
going through with that 1-map
in a
advantage.
very advantageous situation right now, and congratulations to them. So, Team Sick, 1-day team. You know,
absolutely.
Red9 was unable to play with the Academy. He made a last-minute transfer, deadline day. He made the transfer over to Team Sick, and fair play to them. Physics and Reader showing their veteranship, and
That's it.
congratulations.
That's it. I'm just currently showing the bracket to show which route the teams have taken essentially. And Academy Reunited, well, they beat out Hype Family. They matched up against Team Sick on that top side. Team Sick coming through past a very tough opposition in Gridiron will then go through to beat Academy, and they will go through to that grand final here, which will be tomorrow, 8 p.m.-ish, thereabouts. Academy on the other side, they drop down. They're into this loser bracket final down here. We do see Gridiron
Also
and 3 times
takes
Rowdy.
part tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that also
tomorrow.
takes part tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's 6 p.m. tomorrow. And Gridiron and Rowdy, they're still battling it out, but I think that'll be almost over. So I don't know if we'll be able to get into that one. We can check it out.
Let me try and see if I can get a little sneaky
Jack's got
join on that one.
Yep. If we can get in for the last map, that'd be fantastic. But if not, we will leave it there. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to see if we can get into that losers bracket round 3 game between Gridiron and 3 times Rowdy. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. All right, everybody. We're back, but sadly with bad news. 3 times Rowdy, they've already gone through. They've already managed to find the victory there against Gridiron, and apparently it was a 10-0 as well from what I'm hearing. So looks like we'll not be able to jump into that one after all. So what does that mean? That means the stream is over. We've got our loser bracket finalists in Academy Reunited and 3 times Rowdy. That will be a fantastic matchup tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the EGL stream. Make sure you're there. And then obviously following that grand final, the one that will decide, which Pro League team will be joining the likes of Rated R, Regal, and Elevate in the summer quarter. That'll be on afterwards at 8 p.m. EGL stream. Follow them on Twitter, obviously, at EGL. Follow me on Twitter at FrewTube. Follow me here on Twitch, and we'll be back next time. Thank you ever so much for being a part of this stream. It's been really good fun, and I'm glad we did it in the end. I'll see you next time.